day 2 of Magma Cup for you guys. Day 2 of Season 2. And we do have a really... I think it's going to be a good match. I do. I think there's going to be a question of how the Ganth team synchronizes. There's really no way to tell how much chemistry you're going to have until you actually get in there and you start to develop it. And since they are trial by firing, this is their first match, and it's against a really difficult opponent in Stars.
All right, so I see a lot of things here. First of all, there's no Azure or Sagash, and Sagash is online.
Mm-hmm. So they made a conscious
because
effort.
Duxodom is on the other team, I'm guessing.
Sure. I'm sure that's the case.
And the Ganth team sort of has a similar dynamic to your team, right? Because they have a Shukenja, they have a hard hitter, and then, I mean, the priest is sort of like you, but not really.
Yeah, not it. Yeah, that's. There's
Renton does have Holy Smite. I don't know if Jurok has it or not.
Okay, so Renton can potentially choose to disable Kimbaz or Bodrum.
And he can, yeah, and he can keep Duxodom ER, which means he has more damage to chain. So we'll see. I think the difference in this match might be Kinkari, and see how much damage output he can unload on Duxodom.
Yeah.
And Fardock has
saves are going to be a big thing here.
Too, if I'm correct, right? So he should be smiting Duxodom.
Fardock does have Holy Smite. He was one of the very first people to have it into Season 6 of ACFL.
Yeah. I don't think this team is as feared as the Brute Squad with Grump, because Duxodom, Renton, and Vrakus are all evil, I believe.
If you're Renton, you probably... Our general thing is to always Holy Smite Kimpass, because you mitigate all that group damage, and then you ignore Bodrum as much as possible.
I mean, they probably all have red skins, but at the same time, if a cone goes through the skins, that's a lot of damage.
One issue that they're going to have is they don't really have anything to stop Bodrum from just dumping his mana pool, so that's going to be an issue for them going into this, especially with Fardock, who...
Why did Fardock Holy Smite Renton? That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, there's absolutely no reason to do that. That's 10 minutes that you don't get back. The Holy Smite landed as well?
Yes.
Okay, so now Duxodom just gets the chain ad infinitum.
And you can
Kinkari
see
already yellow. This is going to hurt so much for Stars.
Duxodom maxi chained Vrakus. So
Kinkari is already in red.
Fardock needs to be healing, not Holy Flame spamming.
I mean, at this point, you already call a corner. You already call one.
You can. The mistake made was the Holy Smite not on Duxodom.
Yeah.
Or at least the attempt, because it misses.
Sure. And the Ganth team does know that they need damage output.
And their group keeps getting broken because they keep AoEing each other.
Yeah.
Jurok is in red, actually. So.
Even with dual priests, the Stars team will outlast, I believe, just because of Regenerate, because of VR, because of Fardock's huge pool. Minotaur priests aren't that great. Those cones are so painful to watch. And all of that smite landed. So, I mean, if it had landed on Duxodom, you would have had so much mitigation there.
I think Bodrum might be going for E-Drain on Duxodom.
Stars, they were in their flag room for a minute.
Looks like they're trying to kill Jurok.
They are getting some really good damage, and Jurok is not moving.
Kinkari should not be trying to bash a Minotaur and Elf. He should just Acid Blast.
I'm really perplexed as to why Jurok is just... There's clearly some of this rookie stuff coming in, and that he should have been gone, like, at 5 o'clock.
Did Duxodom cancel AMS? Or did he get dispelled? I think he canceled.
We're just waiting here.
Kimpass picks up the flag. He's in red. Never mind.
He is, but the Ganth team is clearly disorganized at this point. Jurok.
They're not grouped at all.
Yeah, Jurok stood there for a long time. It took them a long time to call corners, and this is the kind of thing that you can't do against Stars. Their whole thing is to capture 3-0 as fast as possible. Duxodom, though, is going to present a problem, right? Because nobody can actually hurt him.
If Kinkari dies, they don't have any way to kill him.
This is solely on Duxodom to stop and delay the flag caps.
I mean, he's ER'd, so he should last a while.
Yeah. Kinkari is getting dismantled by him. Bodrum and Kimpaz can't hurt him, so it's on him to make big plays here because his team was disorganized at the start.
Jurok is actually got healed back up to white. Looks like Duxlam just doing shit by himself.
Hmm.
Vrakus is in white. Kimpaz is in white. Everyone's in white except Kinkari, probably. Kimpaz in yellow.
So the one good thing that Stars have going for them is at strategic points throughout the game, Kimpaz can be immune to Duxtum, but the damage output is such on the Ganth team that it'll be really difficult. Like, Vrakus can probably single-handedly destroy Kimpaz.
Yeah, maybe. Bodrum's now chaining their team, the other team. Try to ask about
yeah, I saw
for some
that.
reason.
No, it's just rust. That's all it is. You keep in mind, Alex hasn't been on this game for how long? It's been months.
Kimpaz is in red.
Vrakus getting some good
Stars
cores
gets
off.
the flag.
That capture is
bag
big.
for
Yeah,
it?
that's really, really big.
They should have tried to interrupt.
For one, the Ganth team now has the win, and for two, they have to run the flag before Stars wops. Otherwise, Stars will do what they always are so good at doing.
Okay, so at this point, because Luxem's still on the field, would you have Kimpaz do damage or keep his man to heal Bodrum?
I would have him heal
Fardock
at this point.
Heal.
Yeah.
Duxtum gets E-drained.
Drain might make a bit of a difference. Duxtum
I
isn't
actually
even
told
trying to chain
Bodrum
at
to
the
try
moment.
E-draining him because Minotaur Boker says got nerfed.
You should not be influencing this match, commentator.
No, before the match, man.
You
Not
should
during
not
the
be. You shouldn't. Why are you helping Stars? They're the dynasty. You want to see the
Not the dynasty. They didn't even make finals last year.
They
There's no
have
dynasty.
won more than anyone else.
Please. I
Like,
think you're just salty.
let's just give Lance Armstrong and LeBron James tips so that they can beat the other guy. Cause
all right, let's
they're
focus on the
underdogs.
match, Alan.
Okay. Nothing is actually happening too great at the moment. Vrakus is getting some really good damage up. Again,
It's like
it's important to note Ganth has to start. They have to win this now because there's no other option. Otherwise, Stars
Point
is
at
done.
that. Kimpaz should not have gotten that flag.
Drock should also not be.
Drock is dead.
That is actually game, I think. That's going to end up being game unless Ducks can do something amazing.
Like he got E-drain and he's probably sort of low on mana.
Yeah, because he was dumping cones like no tomorrow. So he's in addition to that E-drain, he has to be very low.
It's the AMS.
Duxton does pick up the flag to try to delay. It'll
take a lot of effort for them to kill him, actually.
Yeah, so that's the thing that the Minotaur Invoker is so good at, is once they dump their pool, Stars still has really nothing. We saw that all last season. They have nothing to really hurt Duxton that much. Kinkari is still in. He could do something, especially if Duxton has no mana output, but we'll see. It's just important to note that these ticks are really, really relevant.
I don't know where Kinkari is. Okay, so this is part of the problem I see with some teams. Like, there's like a group leader, right? But sometimes they don't peel off to do their own thing when they need to.
I think that the lack of a great group leader is something that is sorely missed in ACFL. If you think about the really good group leaders in all of the teams, there are very, very few. You see it in how fast they decide to. If you're clearly losing a fight, then ideally, if you know you're going to lose it to the end, you flee at yellow because you don't want the team to get confidence enough to capture like Stars does so often.
Yeah. No, what I was saying is Kinkari didn't go fight Duxton by himself.
Duxton does still have mana, and
Kinkari
Kinkari is still in red. Still no Holy Smite up. Won't be up for a few minutes. Vrakus is doing some really good damage on an AMS Kimpaz.
He only has one. Yeah, he had to switch. He only had one weapon.
Those yellows will get it done, though.
If I was Kimpaz, I would at least dispel protection Duxton.
At the moment, there is definitely a standstill. Fardock is one of the hardest players in the game to kill.
Kimpaz is gearing the golem.
Duxitum is stuck, so he can't hurt Fardock. Even if he could, Fardock could out-heal him at this point.
Kimpaz just got wailed on.
Very in risk of dying, but Kimpaz does not. Kimpaz may want to die at this point. Fardock has the flag.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's just using his mana, and he's going non-attack, so... Bodrum's trying to hit him with axes. or something.
Bodrum does take a milk break. Important.
Well, Fardock, if he gets smite again, should definitely save it.
They are trying to whittle away Duxton, which
Duxton gets E-drained again.
Duxton is still in whites. They don't really have anything, you know. Kinkari tries to go up to Duxton, but I think if Duxton is smart, and I think he is, I think he's saving chains for when Kinkari gets into the room. Vrakus is taking some good damage finally from Kinkari.
Right. I mean, Vrakus, honestly, at this point, Stars should just kill the rest of the Ganth team.
Honestly, at this point, the rest of the Ganth team should die. Duxton can probably save them a few ticks. Someone is about to come out in not too long, right? Jirok.
Sure.
And you said he has smite or does not?
We don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Kimpaz does finally die here. That was a good gore right off that. So
good thing about Minotaurs, they all have gore.
Yeah, but again, Kimpaz probably, it wasn't going to hurt Kimpaz to die. He's going to come back with a full monopole and be able to hurt the other team. Shukinja really is kind of helpless without the rest of his team, so Jirok coming in isn't that great for Ganth.
I hate to say this, but Farlock never does this, but I mean, obviously he's fly carrying, but Malandor freeze hit really well and hit damn gear. So I would try to go hit Ducks to them.
You would switch eventually, yeah.
I mean, they're gonna have to at some point. Bojum's just trying to kill Renton.
To be honest, this looks like sort of uncoordinated from both teams because
you can see the rest on Stars for sure. Bodrum chains Farlock.
Duxton does still have mana. He did save mana
Kinkari
to
got
chain
healed
Kinkari.
away, though. That's good.
But again, Duxton is still... See, he only chains when Kinkari is around. He does take a bash there, but the chain still lands regardless. Now, Smite should... Kinkari is in red again. See, chain is very mana efficient. It's what is it, 25 mana? So if Duxton only saves it for the one guy who can hurt him, then nobody can really hurt Duxton at all. Jirok had died. He's already back and in red.
Yellow now. I feel like this Gantt team fights Stars really well. Well, I guess it's only Ducks in them, but you know what I mean.
I'll be curious to... Well, same thing. I'll be curious to know how this team looks toward the end of the Magma Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it's their first match, so they don't know how to play together really.
They're doing pretty well, all things considered. Stars have been stopped pretty soundly, just because Duxton. Not because that character is overwhelmingly overpowered or anything. He's just the Stars' Achilles heel.
They don't have the right players to deal with them. Like they had the Zod online. He would have been a good pick too. Especially since he has Rake.
Nobody has attacked Fardock yet, so this is really sort of a Mexican standoff. If Fardock is taking no damage and Duxton is taking no damage, then
well, in a war of attrition, like since Renton died, like Stars will just last longer because they'll have access to ER still.
Duxton is in red at the moment, but still nobody.
He must be nearly out of mana. He got E-drained twice.
He was resting earlier on tick. He was resting like right before the tick, so he needed mana to some extent.
I don't think Bojo remembers this, but prevent recovery moves ER. Yeah,
you had mentioned that on cast. I'm sure Bodum remembers.
But since we don't ever see priests in ACFL, we don't remember. But I'm not gonna send him a tell in the middle of the match.
Alex is almost certainly listening, so you just did.
Yeah. There's probably no echo for it, to be honest.
We just either re-up on AMS.
Wonder if Bodrum's trying to get a Dracolich and gear it.
Bodrum is doing some really good damage to the team.
Is that really a surprise?
It's not a surprise, but you have to comment something. You can't just be like, hey, Bodrum's going to nuke everything. We see Bodrum Wimpy. Wimpy again.
But you know, Bodrum's Wimpy doesn't really mean anything.
Well, it only means something in the way that you can target him and intentionally get him out of the room over and over again. Yeah. If he's dirt blind and wimpying, then you know it's really hard for him to find targets. Kimpaz does come back with the full monopool. This is going to be very problematic for the Ganth team.
So once Duxism dies, Stars is gonna get 2 more caps pretty much.
I think.
Well, I guess once Duxton dies, Farlock will get a score.
I think actually they're going to whop the Ganth team first, and then try to kill Duxton, and then if they do, that's game. Especially Fardock should have Holy Spot coming back up soon. If Stars, there goes Duroc. So the Ganth team
what
dies.
room is Fardock in? Is he in the red flag room?
He's probably waiting in his room, but
Yeah.
what
So
you
isn't
would do,
Duxton for 1 room away from him?
probably what you would do is kill the Ganth team. Fardock's Holy Spot is going to be up relatively soon. You spot Duxton, then you just whittle him down. If he dies, the Stars are going to go ahead and make the 2-0 here, or 3-0 rather.
Kinkari's just taking a shit ton of damage. Kinkari's not sanctuaried.
Oh my gosh.
That's a big mistake.
That is a very big mistake, and he does pay for it. Actually, that could be really, really big because Kinkari he was the only damage out. Yeah, he was the only person who would be able to kill Duxton fast, even with Holy Smite on him.
And they don't have anyone to rescue. Well, they need to get Farlog on the Duxton, but he's on Renton.
Duxton is just counter-goring while Vrakus pounds away on Campaz. Even though Vrakus is hurt, he's doing really good damage here. Those gores are going to just stun like Campaz into oblivion. Boderman is trying to mitigate that.
This many times, but he needs to use hit damn gear.
Yeah, Renton does die here fondly. If Dux hits him, again, Kinkari is out, so Duxton can last a lot longer. If the Ganth team comes back out with full ERs, then this is still going to last a bit longer.
Now they're going to whittle Duxton down with gore, pretty much.
This is going to be very slow. This is going to be like Sean Lin style.
And if they don't finish the game before Duxton comes out again, then this will last a long time.
Yeah, and it's important to note that you can
now
still...
Duxton is finally on Farlock.
You can still be down 0-2 and come back with 3-2. You just have to time the caps correctly.
Holy Smite misses.
That is big again. So one spot
I'm not
was
sure I would have
misplaced, the
used
other
it
missed.
there, because he should be low on mana.
Well, he's not chaining, even though the spot missed, so I think you might be right.
I bet Farlock isn't hasted. And he's not, he didn't switch.
Vrakus
so
does
still
finally die
remaining.
here. Duxton is still in yellow. Duxton's still chaining, still has mana. He's going to use all of his pool as much as
Farlock's
possible.
in red, he needs to heal, I guess. That egg golem doing more damage than the whole Stars team. It's double flag, that weapon.
That's true. It is doing more damage. Well, the gourds are doing some nice damage as well. Duxton is just goring who he can, waiting it out. He hasn't even tipped into red yet. I see it coming soon.
Farlock should kick or something, at least.
There he goes. Duxton does finally dip into red.
Duxton gets weakened.
He goes up to yellow right off that.
Duxton's finally in red, guys. I mean, we've said this many years, Alan. Vokers just hard counters Stars. And Duxton gets fire blinded. Dude, that egg golem is doing work, man.
Mm-hmm. We are going to... That was
wow,
last round.
Dude, it's doing lots of work. That weekend did a lot.
Duxton should not last too much longer. The question is, when Vrakus and Crew get out there, are they going to be able to impact the match? Now,
and he finally switches to hit damn gear.
It's important to note that Duxton has pretty much gotten all of Stars into compromised health pools. So if Ganth does come out fresh and all of Stars are there and they're still hurt, then Ganth could do some work.
Duroc is out. He's just going to Spirit of Red, I think. He should. Duxton finally dies.
That was a bit of a premature leave. Duroc can now be hunted down if Stars have the pull for it.
They should go cap right now.
Duroc should have been looking at Duxton's group to see... Because if Duxton was that low, he was going to die anyway.
Agreed.
So now if he gets hunted down, then that puts a damper on.
Farlock takes the flag.
See, this is the problem you can just have and have had for seasons.
They can't interrupt or do anything, really.
Completely helpless in stopping flags.
I mean, they're great at support, but like when they're by themselves, you can't do anything really.
He is just trying to... halt
It's just trying
the
to prevent
captures.
Farlock from moving. Kinkari
This
is now
is-
out again.
This is okay as long as he doesn't take too much damage, but Jurok has not proven he can do that. See, he's already taking a lot. Protection dispelled. He's going to take a lot of damage here if he stays. Already red. This is something you shouldn't be doing. He cannot die here. He cannot afford to die.
No, there's no way. He's dead.
And that's a wrap. Kimp has this follow-up immediately.
Ethan's out, but he can't really do much. Kinkari can rescue and Dirt. In theory.
Well, Stars is already at 2, and I don't know that they have Tom to stop it at this point.
They don't.
Because Stars can still capture with Charbies, and there's really nothing
don't
that
have
Ganth can do in time. Duxton is not going to be out in time to stop that third cap, so this will be a 3-0. I
So
believe.
what would you have done different in this match if you were the Ganth team?
You would have organized a lot better. They showed early that they had offensive output, but their group leader wasn't fleeing on time and calling sides to heal up. Even if you're a damage-intensive team, if for some reason you lose that initial fight, you're still going to call
You
sides a
need to
couple of
regroup
times.
and go somewhere. Renton's trying to just stall.
And I think you would agree with that as the KCS team. Even you still want to be up completely so you can try to go for Blitzkrieg again.
Renton's just trying to stall, but he's going to die.
He's going to die very quickly. And again,
You
this
can't-
pretty much puts the damper on it because that was their priest, that was their group healer, and he's done. He's stuck.
Yep. Renton's finally in red. I would say like 3 more rounds, he might be dead. Just eating those doubled acid bless.
No place you'd rather not be.
Is that what it was like for Kimpaz against our whole team when he was stuck?
I think it was worse for Kimpaz, actually.
Because there was power swing on him too in the troll.
Rakus is out, quaffing
Yeah,
that
that's the
Misty.
match.
Yeah, again, a lot of
That's been a
rush
pretty
showing here.
impressive showing though. I mean,
It was
fighting
a very
stars.
good first showing, but there are a lot of little rookie mistakes here that could have impacted the match, if not won it. One is, I don't know if Rakus has played ACFL before, but if your guy's about to die and the other flag capper is just sitting in the room, then you go out immediately. You don't quaff Misties. You don't have time. The other is you guys need to call sides more. You can't just rely on Duxton, although he almost single-handedly put a stop to that Stars train for a long time.
Agreed.
That was a good match. I see a lot of potential in the Ganth team. I don't want to criticize them too heavily, except to say that clearly there's potential on that team and there's skill on that team. So I think that if they can pull this off and win 2-1, the problem is they already lost the Stars, and I believe they still have to play KCS, right? So that's group of death.
Yes, they do.
So we will see what happens. If nothing else, it's a good way for the owners to see new drafts.
You will not be casting tomorrow because it's Hydra tomorrow, right?
I don't. You're putting me on the spot here. Would any self-respecting owner answer that question?
I mean, okay, well, then it will probably be me and Mark House on cast, maybe, because
Okay.
Alan he might not be fighting, but he would have to, send tells.
Right. To be honest, it's likely that I would have to coordinate regardless. That is it for tonight, guys. I hope you are enjoying the ACFL streams. Before we go, let's take a quick look at who.
It's Gallowglass and Hydra.
No, the who list. We were at, what was it, we were at 115 earlier tonight, so we are,
Just type count.
oh yeah. I always forget that. 119 currently. Or 116 now and the 119 for the boot. That's pretty impressive considering 126, I think, was the maximum even during championship matches. And Season 6 had a lot of hop. We are coming into this cold.
I'm really happy to see so much interest in Magma.
Me too. I think Tony knows what's going on too because he did the little Queen of England
I'm pretty
thing.
sure he knows that everyone in the game only cares about ACFL.
It's still the Queen of England thing to log on during ACFL night and wave your hand. I think that's what Tony's doing.
Well, I gotta go for now, but I will probably cast tomorrow if Alan is not available.
All right, we'll try to
unless Phil randomly shows up or something.
Yeah, we will try to provide comprehensive Magma coverage.
We're gonna try to find Phil. We don't know where he is, but he's somewhere.
Phil is in the desert somewhere. The rag on his head.
Okay, so is he Amarok now?
Yes. Yes. I don't know what happened to Amarok. Hopefully he's okay. We will let you go, guys. Again,
Alan will hopefully remember to upload.
I will remember to upload. I am stone cold, Albert. I'm sober tonight.
What?
Mostly. Mostly. All right, I will talk to you guys later.
We will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah,
Have a good night.
I'm really excited for this Magma season, folks, and I'm glad to see so many of you showing up. Have a good night and good games.